Yeah, I've been gone for a bit. I've been busy and this video was more work than I expected. But let's not talk about me. Let's talk about Naruto. Because I finished it. Well, like 3 months ago and I finally got around to making this video. I'm so excited. Also, kinda sad that I finished Naruto. But anyway, warning, this video contains spoilers. If you haven't seen Naruto, please watch this video first. Also, quickly before starting, thank you for 1,000 subscribers. Like, holy shit. I had 600 like a month ago. I don't even know what's going on. But yeah, time for Naruto. A year ago, I decided fuck it and clicked play and started watching Naruto just to see what it's like. Back then, I had no idea what kind of emotional roller coaster I was about to go on. What actual memories I was about to make. Actual memories with the Naruto cast. At some point, I even felt like I was becoming actual close friends with them even though I just see them on my TV. They're fictional characters. But I felt like I was there. You know what I mean? I've seen these guys hang out, do some ninja shit for 720 episodes. I felt like I was fucking living there at some point, okay? And for half a year. That was all I did pretty much. My life consisted out of watching Naruto. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I did other things too, I just don't remember. But now, half a year later, after seeing all Naruto's highs and lows and crying more often than I ever did watching anything ever, which was really fucking crazy to me, I was so attached to the characters at some point. When the emotional scenes hit, I can't even explain it. But after all that, I finally had to realize all good things come to an end. Even Naruto, what felt like an unlimited escape from reality, inevitably came to an end. Whoa, dude, you can just watch Boruto! Yeah, I'll get to that. But this video I want to go over all my thoughts I have after watching Naruto. I was planning for a long time to make 2 videos about Naruto. One for my friends and people who haven't seen Naruto and one for those who have, so I can share my thoughts and stuff with spoilers. That first video did a lot better than I expected. Seems like I helped out a lot of people. There's actually people watching now. That's actually pretty scary. Fuck. But now it's time for my full experience with Naruto. This video might be pretty messy because there are just a lot of random things I want to say. Sorry about that. But I'll do it anyway. But it's crazy. I don't think I ever experienced something like that for such a big time period. For half a year, I felt like I was somewhere else. I mean, I was in my room, but I felt like I was somewhere else. Wait, dude, hold up. I just realized you watched 720 episodes in half a year? Are you crazy? Dude, that ain't even fast. This is fast. 41 days. That's 17 episodes a day. Dude. But anyway, I finished it now too. I know now I don't live there. You know, sometimes I wish I did. I saw some people argue about this in my comments too. Some guy asked, anybody ever wished the Naruto world was this world? And another dude answered, holy shit, yes! Death-seeking thrilling missions would be way better than playing video games. Even though I agree the Naruto world would be interesting to live in. That's a weird comparison. Video games? Or death-seeking thrilling missions, you can die. But I'll admit the Naruto world is kinda cool. It depends on how strong I could get. If I was weak in the Naruto world, I just die. But I can dream. Something that's also crazy is the amount of time that Naruto was airing. Naruto was airing from 2002 till 2017. That's 15 years. And while Naruto was airing, Naruto the character also grew older and older. Which means if I started watching Naruto as a kid, I would have been able to grow up with Naruto at the same time. I could have watched Naruto as a kid while I was a kid too. And watched Naruto as a teen while I was a teen too. And as an adult, he has kids now. Okay, now he's going too fast. But it would have been cool growing up together with Naruto if I watched it as a kid. He could have been my BFF, best fictional friend. But on the other hand, I'm kinda glad I watched it after it finished airing because that meant I didn't have to deal with the problem of waiting. A lot of waiting. I can't even imagine having to sit through so much filler without having at least the option of skipping it. Especially that big final arc, because in there are the worst timed filler arcs I've ever seen. Naruto and Sasuke literally die. Of course, they go back to life later, duh. But at that point, when the stakes are the absolute highest yet, they die. And you're like, wait, they're dead? Are they really dead? Of course, they can actually be dead. There's just no way. But then the next episode, a filler arc starts. Right at the moment when you don't even know if the 2 main characters are fucking alive or not. I watched most filler not only because I wanted to make a proper watch guide, but also because I'm a pretty big Naruto fan. And I can actually enjoy some good filler. But that was horrible timing. So I did skip that one and watched it later when I at least knew how Naruto and Sasuke come back to life. I can't even imagine if you had to wait so many fucking weeks while it was airing sitting through a filler arc while all the time you don't know what the fuck's going on with Naruto and Sasuke. I can imagine it taking so many weeks that at some point you barely even feel anything anymore because you just accept that Naruto and Sasuke are dead because it's been so fucking long that at that point you already went through all the 5 stages of grief. Watching it while at least skipping those horrible timed filler arcs makes the emotions a lot more intense and makes the story so much better. I can't imagine watching that while it was airing. That final arc was amazing and they just throw filler in there at the worst possible moments. But I think I'll talk more about this later. I also wanted to say something about spoilers because I saw some. Avoiding Naruto spoilers is pretty much, it's impossible. I mean, you know memes? How do you avoid memes? Spoilers are everywhere. The first spoiler I saw was actually a comment under an old video of mine that had nothing to do with Naruto when I hadn't even started watching it yet. Someone said, "Real man only cried when Jiraiya died in Naruto." Sad smiley. I didn't know who Jiraiya was back then, but I knew I was going to die. When he got introduced in Naruto, I immediately knew, so this guy is going to die. It ended up not really ruining the experience that much because I still didn't know when or how he was going to die. But when the pain arc started and he had that emotional conversation with Tsunade, I immediately knew, okay, he's going to die now. Probably because of that spoiler I saw it coming earlier than I would have without it. It kind of ruined it. Made the actual moment a little less sad because I saw it coming. It was still a very emotional experience though. Also something that got spoiled for me was Naruto and Hinata. There's no way to avoid that spoiler. I see Naruto and Hinata on my Twitter timeline all the time. I also saw that they were going to get married. They were still kids at that point, in my imagination, so that's weird. But from the start of Naruto, I knew Hinata was going to be the one. Maybe it would have been obvious too if I hadn't seen that spoiler, but I don't know now. Made me wonder, did other people who didn't see that spoiler actually feel like there was a love triangle with Naruto, Hinata, and Sakura or something? Because I knew from the start it was going to be Hinata. I don't even know if there was even supposed to be a love triangle. But then the Naruto last movie. I'll get to that later. Okay, so what's next? Damn, I have a lot of random stuff to say. Next up, I'm going through all the specific moments and things I want to mention or say something about, starting with the original Naruto, going all the way to the end of Shippuden. Let's just do this in chronological order. I should have started this video like this. Anyway, let's go. So we know Naruto starts with a little introduction arc and right after that the Sabasa arc, which is really popular and for a good reason. It's very good. But the moment I became a really big fan was when the Chunin extra arc started. Already with the written text, because that shit was still that IQ. It blew me away. And after that, the stakes, the way the world felt so scary and mysterious at that point, that was fucking insane. And when the 1v1 fight started, dude, I've seen some tournament arcs before, but this was when I realized, oh, so this is a good tournament arc. Oh, I was interested in every fight. I was hyped for every fight. A little more for some than others, of course. But the characters were so interesting. There was a lot of mystery too. It wasn't just 2 very strong characters and a lot of side characters, which is how it often feels like when watching tournament arcs. Everyone, okay, almost everyone, was really strong and interesting, and it was insane to me how interested I was in every fight. Of course then, Gaara vs. Lee happened. Everyone knows. It's a popular fight for a reason. The weight drop. The weight drop. My mouth literally fell open. That was amazing. One of my favorite moments in all of Naruto. Probably one of my favorite moments in all of anime, from what I've seen at least. But also, Naruto's character development at that point. The way he gave everything. All it came down to was just never give up. And the way his fights build up. The lower his chances seem, the more determined he becomes. You would think it would become predictable quick, but it didn't. Not yet at least. And then Naruto vs. Neji happened, which was also a mind-blowing fight. And Gaara went crazy and the whole Chunin exam got cancelled, which was actually kind of a bummer. I really wanted to see who would win and shit. But yeah, Chunin exams never go as planned in the Naruto world ever. So, but yeah, I'm not going to talk about every arc like that, just whatever I feel like talking about. The Tsunade arc after that was kind of slow, but parts about it were interesting. And after that, you have the Sasuke, where are you going? Come back! Arc. The fights were really good, but the way the 1v1 matchups were decided felt kind of forced, but it was pretty intense and the fights itself were great. A lot of great moments too, like Drunk Lee. It's such a shame we didn't get to see more Drunk Lee, only a filler. Drunk Lee is the best. I wish Drunk Lee would have been canon in Shippuden, but after that there's a lot of filler. Some filler arcs were actually kinda nice. There was a Genjutsu filler arc where they didn't know whether the world was real or fake or not. That was kinda crazy. That's pretty much all I remember from all that filler. Oh, well, Hinata filler of course. At that point, I also realized I suffered from something I'd like to call skip phobia. I just came up with that. If there's a better word for that, please tell me. But what it means is the fear of missing out on something when watching filler. I had a really hard time skipping fillers I thought were boring because I was scared I was going to miss a cool or funny moment or something I didn't want to miss. While 9 out of 10 times when I thought the start of a filler was boring, the rest was too. But still, some moments even in fillers that seemed boring at first were still kinda worth experiencing. So I became too scared to skip anything. At some point I did overcome my fears when the worst timed filler happens. I think that's what I dislike most about Naruto. Not knowing what filler is worth it or not. Even though there are plenty of places online that tell you what filler is most worth it, you're still always unsure if there might be a filler episode somewhere that you personally would enjoy that you missed and no one mentioned. I literally had no solution for this problem. Still don't. Like, someone help. But yeah, after that it was time for Shippuden. A friend of mine dropped it early Shippuden and he said the original is better, and I was kind of scared because I was enjoying Naruto so much and I didn't want it to end already. I mean, the Naruto original ending isn't an ending, but I just started with Shippuden and I still enjoyed it. That first arc was pretty decent. I'm a fan of the Akatsuki. They were really mysterious and there are actually a lot of great villains in there. But the first fight, Sakura and Old Woman versus Sasori, I was kind of blown away by the fact that Sakura wasn't as useless as she was before. But still, I liked Sasori. I thought he was a cool villain. I was interested in seeing him fight others as well. But Sakura and that old woman Chio killed him. Would think I'd be happy, like, yeah, they did it, go Sakura, yeah, whoa, you did it, whoa. But I like Sasori as a villain, and I wanted to see him fight others too, so yeah. Also, before that, they made it feel like the Akatsuki was fucking invincible. That's what made them scary. But after Sakura and Chio beat Sasori, it felt like, well, they're not invincible after all. I mean, of course they aren't. But still, that was like really quick, like 30 episodes in or something. I mean, it makes sense they were able to beat him since Chio knew him personally and all his weaknesses and stuff. But still, for me, it felt like the stakes were lowered because the Akatsuki didn't feel as invincible anymore. Also because Deidara said, my man Sasori is stronger than I am. I couldn't find a specific moment in the anime, but I knew he said that. And right after that, Sasori died. So you already know. Alright, they should be able to kill Deidara too then. I mean, he said it himself, he's weaker. So the Akatsuki became less scary quick. When the reanimation arc started, like 300 episodes later or something, I finally got the chance to see Sasori fight again. But still wasn't really satisfying. But yeah, not that big of a deal though. But anyway, after that, I think the worst arc from all of Naruto is, I think, Shippuden episode 30 to 50 or something. Where Naruto and Sakura try to find Sasuke, who doesn't even want to be found. But already before they get there, Naruto is about to fight Orochimaru, and they just stare at each other for multiple episodes. They just stare at each other. Even me, a guy that enjoys filler, was at some point like, stop fucking staring, start fighting, what's going on? That arc was way slower than it should have been. I think that's also where my friend dropped it, which is a shame because if you watched it, you know what's about to come next. But first, after that were the Three Tails arc, which I thought at first, why is this filler? Three Tails seems like something that wouldn't be filler, but whatever. And then the Asuma Shikamura arc started, and while I did think Kakuzu and Hidan were interesting villains, and Shikamura really had a 200 IQ fucking plan there, still that arc felt really slow, and I understood why my friend dropped it around there or before that. I think he dropped it when Naruto and Orochimaru were still staring at each other. But anyway, after that arc, when Pain was introduced, dude, that shit happened really fast by the way. Naruto learning Sage mode and surpassing everyone just like that, and the stakes got really high. That was insane. With Hinata's confession and Naruto being everyone's last hope all happening in a pretty short amount of time. Fucking crazy. I cried like 6 times during that arc. So much happened. Very high stakes. Despite the famous bad animation moment. That, by the way, I barely even noticed. It all happened so fast. If it wasn't such a meme, I wouldn't even have noticed. And I became a really big Shippuden fan as well at that point. Took 100 episodes or something, which is kinda a lot, but fucking worth it. Because there were barely any slow arcs after that. The slowest part really was the start of Shippuden. There was a lot of uninteresting filler though, but the canon was great. I think Sasuke gathering people to create that team of his was kinda slow, some parts of the war too, but most of it was fucking great at that point. Great moments followed each other up in rapid succession. Like the big Itachi plot twist. Holy shit, it took like 400 episodes for Itachi's choices to make sense, but that was crazy. Also, something happened in my comments too. This dude who's watching Naruto has only watched half the original yet, said at the end of his comment. But then Itachi came and all I care about is seeing him die. Which, you know, is understandable when you're at that point in Naruto. And another dude said, are you dumb? And they start arguing about Itachi. Because, well, of course, if you've seen all of Naruto, your opinion of Itachi will most likely have changed. But this guy hasn't seen all of Naruto, so of course he doesn't know that yet. But they're still arguing. Dude, if you just wait till he has seen all of it, he'll agree. All you have to do is just wait. Itachi's change was a huge plot twist. It's literally called a plot twist, because you don't see that coming. But still, this is kind of funny, seeing stuff like this in my comments. But anyway, where was I? Right, after the Itachi plot twist, it was mostly just a lot of great moments. Like when Danzo says, take off your mask, and this guy has a mask under his mask. Okay, that's not what I meant. I just wanted to throw that in there somewhere. I can't be the only one who noticed that. I guess it'd be like that sometimes. After Danzo died, that Danzo stuff, by the way, happened really quick. It felt like Danzo was about to annoy everyone a lot longer, but Sasuke was like, nah, fuck that, Danzo, your arc ends here. Didn't really mind that though. Still didn't see that coming. Also, somewhere in that arc, you see Kankuro with Sasori's body as a puppet out of nowhere. How? How? When? What? They only mentioned that like 100 episodes later or something. All that time, I didn't know how that happened. What? I was confused. And around that arc, you also see people communicating with cameras and screen. Why do they need birds to send messages all the time? Why do they not use this more often? After that, Kabuto suddenly goes fucking crazy, which honestly, for me, was a crazy plot twist. Really one of the characters that I never imagined would be playing such a big part. Kinda insane. And after that, the war started. The build-up was insane. Very slow, but very insane. Then the war finally started, and some episodes were kinda slow, which I didn't expect, because the build-up gave me high expectations. The start of the war was the slowest arc since the start of Shippuden, even though I got to see Sasori fight again. Kankuro got to fight him, using Sasori's body against him, and he won pretty fast, so Sasori's gone again. But the war started kinda slow. Some parts about it were interesting, but well, a random thing that bothered me. At some point they were setting up for a side story with Suigetsu's brother, Mangetsu. I found out it's his brother using Google, because I didn't learn that while watching Naruto. Did I miss that? Felt like I missed something, because I was actually waiting to see Suigetsu's backstory. I thought that was his father at first, but they were being all mysterious about him, like these are the 7 hidden mist ninjas, naming them all and being all mysterious about Mangetsu. Felt like something was about to happen there, but it didn't. Pretty sure I did skip some village there, so maybe there was a filler side story or something that I missed. Some fights in the war were kinda decent, but the most interesting stuff to me during that arc was Naruto on Turtle Island, learning to control the Nine-Tails power. The meeting his mom scene and just the whole power-up was so great. And then real shit went down when Naruto joined the war. Yeah, but first, some bathhouse filler. Yes, okay, let's continue. After that was the Tobi Obito plot twist, which was damn good. Holy shit, Tobi, Obito, it's like, how did I not see this earlier? This is fucking crazy. It was right in front of me all the time, but I still didn't notice it. That's a good fucking plot twist. Well, I knew when Kakashi said he noticed something. I quickly realized Tobi, Obito, hold up, but still love that plot twist. And I thought no villain would be more interesting than Pain. And I can't really confidently say Obito is better, but the whole infinite Tsukuyomi thing, before it was revealed, it wasn't actually what you thought it was. When it was said to be a jutsu that puts everyone under a genjutsu and makes everyone live their biggest dream. Because the best villains are of course villains whose intentions you can at least understand. But making everyone live in a dream, it made me think. I can see why you think that would be a solution. That might actually be a solution. Let me explain, okay, before you think what the actual fuck. Especially if everyone living in the dream doesn't know it's all fake. If everything feels and seems real and you think it's real for all eternity and you just live happy. Isn't that a good thing? We could even be in something like that right now. Okay, this is going to sound high as fuck, but maybe our actual body right now is somewhere else stuck to a tree and everything we know is just a dream. Maybe we are in infinite Tsukuyomi right now. Well, everything would have been happy and perfect then. Yeah, okay, that's right. So it's a very stupid version of it, or we're not actually in a genjutsu. Anyway, of course, everyone's opinion except for Obito and Madara where we don't want to live in a fake world. And yeah, if the fake world would suck, sure. But everyone would be living in a perfect world where all your fantasies come true. I don't know if that's just me, but that sounds kind of nice. I mean, I can understand not everyone agrees with that. It's not a possibility we're going to have soon anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, then it turned out there was no such thing as the infinite Tsukuyomi. It was just going to take everyone's chakra and turn them into white Setsu. There's no such thing as infinite happiness for everyone, even in Naruto. But Obito didn't know that, so I think he wasn't crazy. Okay, I said it, okay? Okay, still, he killed a lot of people trying to achieve it. That's no good. Okay, he was kind of crazy. You get what I mean? After that, in his last seconds, he saved Kakashi and even gave him power. Yeah, that made me cry. But even though that arc was amazing, the filler almost ruined it. Luckily, I watched Naruto after it finished airing, so I could just skip it. But there were also so many flashbacks at that point. Flashbacks that weren't even filler. How many fucking times did I see Obito flashback? It was really getting annoying at some point. It ruined the whole flow from an amazing arc. But still, in the end, there were a lot of great moments. Like, Nice Guy. Dude, it sucked the build-up took so long, with way too long flashbacks. But still, holy shit. And then Naruto's like 4th power-up or something. But this time Sasuke also had a power-up. And suddenly Madara turns into Kaguya, as if fighting Madara wasn't hard enough. And well, it's the final big fight. You would think I had more to say about this, but just it was good. Swapping between fucking dimensions and shit. Fucking crazy. And another one of my favorite moments in all of Naruto. The reverse harem jutsu. That's a 10 out of 10 moment. I can't even describe how amazing that moment was. It's literally the highest stake fight in all of Naruto. After almost 700 episodes, he needs to save the entire world and says, I'm gonna use the new jutsu I was practicing. And he fucking pulls a harem jutsu. I don't know what to say. It's good. Something like that from a writing perspective can be very risky. It could turn a very serious moment into something you can't take seriously anymore. But this was added in so brilliantly. It was so unexpected that it also made sense it worked. It didn't feel like a randomly timed joke. I say I don't know what to say, yet I'm still talking. They beat Kaguya, you really feel the show is about to end. And Sasuke, yet again, Sasuke goes fucking nuts. At first I was like, Sasuke, not again, what the fuck? I hear this fucking, He switches goals so fucking often. He doesn't know what the fuck he wants with his life. He's like me. What? And in the middle of Naruto, some of Sasuke's goal switches felt really weird and random, and I couldn't really understand Sasuke's intentions. But that last switch, at first I was still like, did that just happen because they needed to end the show with a Naruto versus Sasuke fight? Nah. But when that final fight actually happened, it all made sense. Why Sasuke was struggling with his intentions so much, what he actually thought he wanted at that point. He realized if everyone has a common enemy, everyone unites, and he decided to give up his life to be that enemy and create peace that way. It's what Itachi did on a smaller scale. Itachi is also why he decided that. I finally understood where he was coming from. I could see why he would think that at that point. Naruto taught him there's another way, and Sasuke finally realized it. And somehow that fight, that had way less high stakes than the one right before that, was still the best fight in my opinion. The final fight with the two main characters. They pulled it off. It felt like the perfect ending. That's what I thought anyway. Though the last season after that, where everyone's suddenly a lot older and looked different, felt kinda random. The whole way the world felt and looked and everything was really different. Though most characters looked a lot cooler. Even Sakura, whoa damn, still felt kinda random. And then the last movie, honestly I thought it felt kinda forced. Which was such a fucking bummer. I waited 720 episodes for Naruto and Hinata to happen. By the way, Hinata confessed in episode 150 or something. Like 450 episodes later. Naruto never even mentioned that. I mean, he held her hand in the war, so I guess that happened. Still, he didn't mention it after. And in the last movie, suddenly he has a fucking vision or something and he sees all kinds of shit and memories, and out of nowhere he's like, oh yeah right, I love her. But then, oh no, she gets kidnapped, random castle on the fucking moon. This felt so out of place in the Naruto world. Was that just me? But then he saves her in an epic moment. Whoa, we're together now. Like, love stories can only happen when somebody gets kidnapped and you save them. I mean, okay, that moment was pretty cool. I mean, I still enjoyed that movie. Still, a slower, more subtle romantic development would have been better, in my opinion. I mean, there was so much room for that. I feel kinda lame for complaining about this. Well, I don't care that much, it's shonen after all. It's not a romantic comedy. They specialize in writing 200 IQ fights, not 200 IQ romance. So, you know, it's okay. You know what, actually, Shikamaru and Temari, that was actually pretty decent, subtle romantic development. So they are capable of that. Just saying. And the final wedding, honestly, the way it ended right before the wedding, at least show the wedding itself. No, is that just me? Okay, it's Naruto. It's not about getting married. It's about war and ninjas. I get it, okay. Fair enough. But still, it ended there and I was like, what the fuck do I do in my life now? Watch Boruto? I heard so many bad things about Boruto. I never even heard anyone recommend it ever. But I decided I can watch the Boruto movie to get a feel at least, I guess. And, well, first of all, the animation was great. But something I didn't expect, I saw a lot of interesting plot opportunity. Hear me out, okay? At first, it felt like after Shippuden ended, it wouldn't even be possible to come up with new interesting ways they could continue a story in that world. At least not with just Naruto's son. That's what I thought. But in that movie, I noticed some things were actually kind of interesting, like that device that makes it possible to use every jutsu without practice, and Boruto cheating with it in the Chunin exams. All new questions are raised like, why even train if you don't need to? I saw some possibilities for Boruto to actually be interesting. Yeah, I said that, but the execution wasn't good enough. Besides a couple interesting things, a lot of things also suck, like Naruto being just a terrible father, not giving him attention and spending way too much time with fucking files and paperwork. They made being Hokage feel so boring and stupid, even though that's what Naruto dreamt of being for 720 episodes. And also the new cast of characters just feels like a copy of the old cast. They could have made an interesting new cast with new characters with new interesting abilities, but it's literally just the next generation, kids from the old cast. The switch from Shippuden to Boruto is so weird. With so much stuff, it's like, oh, I guess that happened? Even Sakura and Sasuke is now a thing? Dude, I don't want to sound mean, but how did those two make such an ugly daughter? She looks like Karen is actually the mother. Turns out that's not the case. I'm not saying anime characters need to be pretty all the time, but come on, with those parents, I should stop complaining about this. So I'm not going to watch Boruto. I do think it might not be as bad as people say, but still not worth the place in my plan to watch list. I think it's for the best to just pretend it all ends where Shippuden ends. I heard some people say the manga is actually pretty good, but I don't know, maybe someday I'll check that out. But yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say. Yeah, long video, I know. Sorry for being so inconsistent with my uploading. Remember when I said I was going to upload every week? Yeah, I could have known I wasn't going to keep that up forever. But I've been really busy. This video was a lot of work too, so it took a while. But I'm still motivated. I still have ideas. And damn, I've been growing fast. I can't even believe it. Doesn't even feel real. I was at 600 subscribers a month ago. I wanted to make a 666 subscriber special, but that feels so pointless right now. But some cool videos coming soon. This is most likely my last Naruto video, since I finished watching and all I wanted to say was in this video. But you never know what happens, maybe someday. But thanks for watching. Now really should be the time I upload more frequently. But I don't have the time, it's kinda sad. I'll do my best.